Done it, John. I have no idea what gear I'm in. There we go.
Yay!
Right. Hello guys, welcome to Flex and Freedom. You're with Aaron. We're just popping over to visit John, who is just recovering from minor surgery. And I thought I would do a quick vlog and share my thoughts on my Lowrider S after 2 years of ownership. So we're going to take the long route, obviously. So for any of you that have watched previous videos based on my Lowrider S and stuff, you'll have seen that I've done a few minor changes, mostly cosmetic, and I've also put the 117 Stage 3 Screaming Eagle kit in. So I want to start by saying I do love this bike. I've obviously spent a lot of time, money and effort on it. It's a beautiful bike. Performs really well, I have to say. I love the way you can throw it into the corners, and that comes from the ride height and stuff like that, but and the suspension obviously too. Look, this is a sticky one, okay, because for me a 114, it didn't offer enough. And I get it all the time, guys are like, oh, if you want more power, buy a sports bike. Well, look, if you wanted a cruiser, why'd you not buy a 125 Chinese cruiser? Because you like Harley, you like the look, you like the riding position, and there's so many factors to consider. So for me, yeah, power is one of them. And look, if a 107 or 114 tickles your box, then that's 100%. If that's your riding ability, or if you're comfortable with that, I completely respect that. But for me, I like having a bit more power. So that was done after my first year of ownership. Since then, I've enjoyed every second of it. I've noticed a huge difference in the bike, noise, performance, all the above. Would I do it again? Yes, I would definitely upgrade another Harley. Would I go Screaming Eagle to maintain warranty? Honestly, probably not. I would speak to my local dealer and see that if they were to do the work and fit S&S parts or Woods parts, or various aftermarket parts, would they stand by the work that they were to do? Because you get more bang for your buck with those parts. I mean, like a Stage 2 with the right cams can get you as much power as the Stage 3 Screaming Eagle. So that would possibly be something that I would change if I were to do it all again. With that in mind, if you're doing that in any bike, what I will say about the Lowrider S is it has the stopping power. Okay, so it has the dual discs at the front, which a lot of other bikes don't have. So if you want to go quick, you want to ride aggressively, it's important that you can stop quickly too. Maybe you've just picked one up recently. You'll have seen like a lot of guys going for the club style look, the Tbars or the risers or whatever. Referring back to one of the first videos I done, one of the first vlogs, I had ordered risers. I never got them fitted due to pricing issue and ins and outs of that. But for me, like, I'm 6 foot. The one drawback in this bike is the bars. If you're riding any sort of distance, my upper back starts getting tight, and if I were to hold on to this bike for the foreseeable future, it would definitely be something I would change. I've spoke at length with John as well about potentially upgrading to the new Lowrider S. Obviously the main changes being the ride height's increased slightly, the 117 engine comes standard, you have a slightly different air intake, and the dials are relocated. So for me personally, I know a lot of guys, especially in America, I follow a lot of forums and stuff. When they got the 2020 or the 2021, they looked at it, they were like, right, want more power, so I'm going to upgrade it to at least a 117. Some guys went 128s, 131s, which I'm very jealous of. But a lot of people relocated the gauges put the risers on the T-bars, and a lot of guys actually went as far as changing the suspension so that they did have more of a lean angle. So, you know, as excited as I am to see Harley respond to customer demands, I'm slightly concerned that they just went and met them rather than trying to surpass them, because it's a, you know, as much as I'm on the fence about upgrading this to the 22 model, it isn't really worth my while. You know, this is a 117. Yes, you might get a couple extra horses out of theirs if you put cams in it, but then you're into more money. Ride height never really was an issue for me. I genuinely don't mind if I scrape the shit out of my pegs. And the gauges as well, for me, they're perfect. For as much as I look at them, they're right there. Just flick your eyes down and you can see all you need to see. But you know, if all those things bothered people and they already owned a 20 or 21, chances are they'll have done them already. It would have been nice to just have seen Harley just go above and beyond, you know, offer maybe a slightly bigger bore than the 117, because obviously the 117 was already available in some of their bigger bikes. And this is supposed to be essentially a sports version of Harley, so you do expect the biggest power output possible. But look, that is me. I'm very power focused. I enjoy riding relatively aggressively when the roads are quiet, and I'm used to sports bikes and stuff like that. So for a lot of riders, the 117 is more than enough, especially if you're considering it as a first bike. There's serious power in that, or if you're moving up from a smaller engine Harley. But I mean, for me, I would love a 131, a crate engine, and if it didn't have so many other outgoings at the minute, it's something I wouldn't rule out. Or if I was to do it again, you know, you're not talking a huge amount more money than going stage 3 or stage 4 Screaming Eagle, but you're talking a lot more power, because you do, well, me personally, I get used to the power on a Harley very quickly. So, you know, maybe that's an argument whether to do it in stages so that you're enjoying each stage, and then, you know, you don't tire off it as quickly. But I'd imagine, I've never had the opportunity to ride a 131, but I'd imagine it's just different gravy altogether. So yeah, really, I love the bike. I'm more than happy to keep it. I had contemplated trading it in. I'd looked at my options, and if I'm completely honest, I think this option's probably as good as any, at least for another year. If I do hold on to this, like I say, I would consider doing risers, and I would also look at maybe a 2-up seat, like a Saddleman or something like that. And she'll need some new wheels soon too. Just tires, no rims. I'm happy with the stock rims. I think they really add to the bike. But with John being out of action now for the next while, and working crazy hours and stuff like that, she'll probably not get as many miles on it. So I think probably our next big ride out is potentially going to be with our local hog group, which John's never experienced before, and it's been 4 or 5 years since I experienced a hog ride out. And the last time I went, I was in a Sportster, and I was the main cause for every fuel stop. So looking forward to that this time. I think we're going to the northwest, all being well, which is obviously road racing in the north of Ireland. So definitely, if you want to see a bit of grip riding, or if you're into the road riding, I would maybe tune in for that one. But yeah, guys, like if you're considering buying a Lowrider S, you know, I have zero regrets. I'm relatively content with it, and I'm an incontent person sometimes with these things. But I would just assess my options carefully. As in, you maybe want to go down the route of buying a brand new one, starting on a 117 engine, doing a bit of work on that, or maybe just personally prefer the look of it with the air intake and the increased ride height. But I know definitely in America there's a huge market for like second-hand bikes. Obviously you have better weather, you can ride more of the year round and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, you could pick up a really fresh 2021 model with a lot of work done to it that's going to perform and look as good as a 22 for probably less money. But the upside of going with a 22 is you have your manufacturer warranty, and you have a brand new bike. So I hope this sheds a bit of light into my experience owning one, my thoughts, what I have done with this bike, and what I would do if I were to buy another one or to start again. But I think John is contemplating going down the route of maybe a 22 or 23 Lowrider S, but I think he's thinking the ST model with the fairings and the bags, which would be super practical for longer trips. It's essentially the same bike, just slightly different cosmetically, but no. I'll maybe pull in here somewhere and just do a quick walk around, just so you can recap on what we've maybe mentioned previously in this. Like I say, most of my upgrades have been cosmetic. Arlen Ness grips, blacked out turn signals, Arlen Ness pegs, with the black Vance & Hines big shots, with the N Sicario saddlebag, the layback mount. Took obviously the reflectors off the bike and stuff just to add to the overall appearance. But yeah, okay guys, so just on my way to John's house here. I'm going to wrap it up at that. Thank you very much for sticking with me. I know I'm very rusty on the vlogs front. Hopefully John will be able to work a bit of editing magic on it. If he tells me my GoPro was off the whole time, I swear I'm never doing another vlog again. But no, thanks for stopping by. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. We'll be more than happy to reply. We love a bit of conversation back and forward. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. We have some good stuff coming. Yeah, stay tuned with us. So from Flex and Freedom, from myself, Aaron, have a good one.